a candidate for hypertension, number one factor is age. As you grow older, the risk of developing hypertension also comes higher. Why? Because your system is aging. Your blood your blood vessels are becoming more rigid. They are not as pliable as they were 20 years ago. 20 years ago, when the heart comes like this, it can stretch it and relax. The heart did not feel so much work pumping blood through because the vessels are pliable. They are like rubber, they are elastic. So when the heart pumps, the blood vessels, they expand to accommodate it. So it's not bringing stress on the heart. But as you get older, these blood vessels become less stretchable. Are you following me? I'm not using medical language now, I'm using English word. There's nothing like less stretchable in medicine. But in English, you understand what I mean. So those blood vessels become less stretchable. Now, what's the implication of that? As the heart pumps, it meets greater resistance because the vessels are more rigid now. So it means the heart will do more work to pump the same volume of blood now that you are 50 than it did to pump the same volume of blood when you are 20, 25. That extra work bounces back on the heart. It causes hypertension. So that is it. So age is a risk factor. The older you get, the higher the risk of hypertension. The second factor is race. Race. And talking about race, in a study carried out, it was realized that the black race have hypertension the most. Hypertension is commoner in the blacks than any other race. The black is followed by the Hispanics. But the black race have the greatest incidence and prevalence of hypertension. The third risk factor, family history. If you have a family history of hypertension, it has increased the risk in members of the family. In other words, if one of the parents or both parents is or was hypertensive in their lifetime, the risk of developing hypertension in their offspring, in their children, is 4 times that of somebody whose parents do not have hypertension. So a family history of hypertension is a risk factor. Number 4, overweight or obesity. The more you weigh, the more blood is needed to supply oxygen and nutrients. As you are adding flesh, you are adding places where your blood must pump, your heart must pump blood. It's like living in a house. The bigger the house, the more work for the cleaner. Is that not so? So the bigger the body frame and size, the bigger the flesh, the more work for the heart. That is why weight control is one of the measures in curtailing hypertension. Number 5, physical inactivity. I mentioned that when I was talking about the health loss.